Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. It seems like the president of Turkey or Turkey, Erdogan, wants to be in the news every day, all the time. And he's an interesting guy who is very active, and he made some statements about Crimea, Russia and Ukraine. Very interesting, very interesting. So this article comes from Republic World, and it's from August 24th, 2022, and it's the Independence Day of Ukraine. And in that context, President Erdogan said this: Turkey urges Russia to return Crimea to Ukraine. Terms its 2014 annexation, and I'm quoting, illegitimate. Ooh, I was like, what? What? So Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan has said that Ankara supports Ukraine's territorial integrity and does not support the illegal annexation of Crimea. I like that Turkey supports other countries' territorial integrity but Syria's, especially when the Kurds, where Kurds are dwelling around. All right, so Turkish President Erdogan has said that Ankara supports Ukraine's territorial integrity and does not support the illegal annexation of Crimea. In his virtual address at the Crimea Platform Summit, Erdogan called for the return of Crimea to Ukraine and added that it is an quote-unquote inseparable part of the country. He stressed that Turkey does not recognize the annexation of Crimea and terms the action quote-unquote illegitimate and illegal. There you have it. Good job, Erdogan. Show your balls again. I want to tell you why I think he's saying these kind of things. And I'm quoting, "The return of Crimea to Ukraine, of which it is an inseparable part, is essentially a requirement under international law," Turkish President Erdogan said in his virtual address. Now, Turkey, quoting again, does not recognize the annexation of Crimea and that this step is illegitimate and illegal. This is a principled stance that has not only legal but also moral foundations. End quote, he added. Good job, good job. Erdogan termed protecting Ukraine's territorial integrity, sovereignty and political unity critical for regional and global security and stability. What about Syria? He's doing whatever, he's bombing north part of Syria. The Kurds, Americans are angry, the Russians are angry, but he respects the regional balance. But do something to Erdogan. You can't. What are you gonna do? You tried in 2016 and it was unsuccessful. Oh my God, this is, man, he's got balls, I can tell you, and he plays both sides. Now he plays the Russians. Why? Because if you remember, I think last night I made a video regarding the Americans threatening, US threatening Turkey with sanctions if it continues to be like that, and help the Russians evade sanctions and make deals with them and all that. And here's probably his way of saying, no, I'm with you now. Tomorrow I'm with the Russians. It depends on the depends on the day. Monday I'm with Russia, Tuesday I'm with you, Wednesday again with Russia, Thursday with you, and Friday with whomever pays more. Oh my God, here's a... All right, Turkish President emphasized that Crimean Tatar citizens were closely monitoring the situation in Crimea, according to the statement released by Turkey's Directorate of Communication. He stressed that Crimean Tatars have expressed pain throughout history and added that Turkey will continue to support the Ukrainian government and the Crimean Tatars. Okay, all right, good. What else? He also recalled his visit to Lviv, where he had showcased his stance. He stated that Turkey will continue to make efforts for facilitation and mediation for ensuring peace. So he's he's trying to call for swift return to peace. So I think he builds credibility in front of the Ukrainians now. So Turkish President Erdogan reiterated his support for the territorial integrity of Ukraine, including Crimea. In his address, I don't know which one, Erdogan also called for a swift return to peace in the region. He also recalled his visit to Lviv, where he had showcased his stance. He stated that Turkey will continue to make efforts for facilitation and mediation for ensuring peace. He also expressed hope for the release of the Majlis of the Crimea Tatar people. Okay, and I'm quoting. I want to reiterate our support for territorial integrity. Okay, I said that 30 times. So Zelensky pledges to reclaim all parts of Ukraine. Okay, good for you. Good luck with that one. So let's see. Erdogan wants to be the big, and he might be at the end. He wants to be the big peacemaker. But he is going to succeed. And how can you do that? You have to be credible and acceptable to both sides. So you can't one side, and the other one support it. So it's obvious that Turkey helps Russia. It's clear. But it's not that it helps it because it helps it. It helps it because it gets something in return. Okay, that's the thing. From Ukraine, he doesn't get anything in return. But he gets in return from Ukraine's handlers, which is the United States of America. So that's why he's now all into negotiation and says this kind of things, which Russia doesn't give a fuck. Who says, okay, Crimea, do you think that Putin isn't gonna be crying? He recognized Crimea as being Ukrainian. He doesn't give a damn about that. So many countries, nobody recognized Crimea, like but what, 5 countries or something. So I don't think Putin is gonna lose sleep because of that. That's the first thing. like Biden, that's the first thing. Okay. So that he's trying to make a good relationship with the Americans, guns and political favors. And as I said, got just threatened by US with sanctions. What do you think he's going to do? And he has to build trust in both sides, Ukrainians, which is Americans, and the Russians. And he's going to be a proxy in between. And he's going to probably negotiate and do this, and he's going to put another medal on his big, strong, manly chest. And good job, Erdogan. So I think this is partly what is into play here. On the other hand, I think he's got problems, territorial problems, which is with southeastern Turkey, where he's got Kurdish factions over there and groups that obviously want that territory and want autonomy. They want to create Kurdistan in between or with territories from Syria, territories from, how do you call it, Turkey, and if they can get it, that's fine. And that's why he's not trying to, you can take it with force from a country, because he's thinking, what if someone is going to come and take it from me and give it to the Kurds, like the Americans want to negotiate that. So I understand why they will not recognize that. I don't know if they recognize Kosovo or not, because that's, again, something that could happen in his country, and I don't think he wants that. That's the reason why Romania didn't recognize Kosovo, at least as of I don't know how many years was the last time I checked, but they whistled even more now. Probably they recognize whatever the Americans tell them to recognize, for Transylvania reason and Hungary. Otherwise, they would have no problem. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and for Erdogan, and be just. See ya.